Why is the microphone so far away?
That's how it's always been.
We're back, and I hope you haven't missed us too badly.
I hope you have. I hope you've had a terrible, terrible time without us. I would have a terrible, terrible time without me, so I wish that upon you as well.
We don't. We actually don't. We hope you had a great time.
Yes. A great time, maybe building your own builds. Maybe playing in builds that were provided to you by Honeybella Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sick. Yeah. And now we're back with another build.
Yes. This is a Greek build that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I have to reach so far, like my neck is stretched to get to this microphone. Yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
You can be farther away from the microphone.
No, I can't, because you have your voice has so much bass.
Yeah. Well, then you need to lower your voice a little bit.
Right. This is the Greek build that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And I had great fun building it. I was very inspired as I've been to Greece recently. And I've actually spent lots of time there. And this is a funky little mix of different houses and then just overall Greek experience vibes.
That sounds pretty good. So, would you say, from what you've seen in Greece, they have a very straightforward, like this is Greece architectural style?
Well, as basically everywhere in the world, there's a more traditional aspect to architecture with cultures that have been around for a long time. And then there's a more modern approach.
The Greek, they have not been around. I've not heard of any old Greek people ever. What are you talking about?
The Greek culture is so old that the people that we know from back then usually only had one name, right?
Which is sick.
Yeah, that's totally sick. I mean, Beyonce still does that, so, and Zendaya.
I guess some people are still rocking it, but you heard it here first. They took it from the Greek.
Yeah. What was it? What did you ask me again?
About the architecture.
Oh, right. And the architecture also differs from island to island and to the mainland, and this is probably quite the touristy approach, because this is I kind of built this with a rental in mind.
Right.
But yeah, it does have a lot of there's a lot of aspects of traditional Greek architecture in here.
A lot of white and blue.
Yes, quite obviously a lot of white and blue. And lots of things from the Grove set, which came in really handy for this build.
Do we know how the white and blue came to be? Why?
Yes, so I think I know. I don't think I've ever confirmed this, and I don't know where I've got this knowledge from.
Spread some misinformation.
But yeah, let's do it. I mean, we're on the internet for a reason.
Yeah.
So when the Ottoman Empire.
We're going far back.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
Claimed some of the Greek islands for themselves. The inhabitants painted their houses white and blue, the colors of the Greek flag, to symbolize their standing on the issue.
That makes sense.
That is what I think. I feel like I should maybe Google this just to confirm.
Yeah. So if we left this in and you don't hear a disclaimer right now, that's probably true. But we're still not going to vouch for it, so take it with a grain of salt.
I'm just talking. I'm literally just talking all the time. Also, white houses are great in warm climates.
That makes a lot of sense. And they usually have pretty open houses, right? They have a lot of terraces.
I mean, probably depends, but why not spend a lot of time outside when it's so fucking beautiful everywhere?
And sunny, and it's warm.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go outside and it's snowing all the damn time.
Mm-hmm. Does this just get personal, or?
No, whatever. Don't talk to me about it. So I've been to Greece.
Yeah.
I've had a great time in Greece. They have amazing food.
They do.
They have amazing, like, just landscape in general.
Yeah.
But I guess with all these Mediterranean countries, they're really blessed in that way, at least. And I've been to Santorini, which for you who don't know is in Greece. So that's why I'm telling you this right now. And it's an island. Like a lot of places in Greece are islands. I also don't know if you didn't know. And the place we had was also white and blue, and it was lovely. There were a lot of stray cats. I've never seen so many stray cats in one place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They were all hanging out at our place too. So.
You are very allergic to cats.
I am. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I should have prefaced this by saying I'm very much allergic to cats.
Like seriously allergic.
Yeah. Like pretty. It's pretty bad. But I can still recognize that they're cute, and I wish I wasn't allergic. But sometimes it wasn't that bad because it was all outside though, so it wasn't that bad. But they could not come inside. I could not sleep in a house where there's been a cat present for the past 24 hours. So
it's a sad life.
It is a sad life, but it is my life, and please do not comment about my sad life. No, I'm kidding. We had a great time. We fed them too. I just had to make sure they didn't touch me. And the problem is, like, cats, they leave their hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, which I can appreciate because I leave my hair everywhere, but still, it's a little much sometimes.
Also, you're not supposed to touch them anyways.
Yeah. I think you're also not supposed to feed them if I'm
yeah.
But the thing was, I'm not sure exactly how this went, but I think there was cat food just lying around, and we were like, well, okay, if we distribute it a little bit, come on.
Like your rental place had
yeah,
cat food?
Yeah, it was, I think so. It was odd. It was also a while back, so I don't have the clearest memory anymore of what happened. We might have bought the cat food. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't put it past me back then, but I had to. See, this was like a mafia situation. I had to pay the cats in order to stay away from me. Because they could have killed me, man.
That's the opposite of how it works.
It's cat mafia, so it's backwards. It makes sense. To all the cats listening out there, you'll get it. You'll understand. Sorry, I managed to derail us within the first 5 minutes of this. I like the tree.
Well, thank you. I also really like the tree. I like the lanterns. This place has another potted lemon tree. So yeah, this is the perfect place to make some nice food involving lemons and some nice drinks.
A lemonade.
A lemonade.
A lemon soda.
A lemon soda.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's all you get. I have to say though, I've seen the most vivid and most like picturesque sunsets I've ever seen in Greece. I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know if it's like a big virtual screen.
Oh, sure.
But it looks.
That's your first assumption?
Yeah, because I didn't think it was real. So if you're one for beautiful sunsets, and have a lot of spare change, go to Greece, or just look some up on Google Images, which I do from time to time. That works too. Yeah, and the pool, man. I wish our rental had a pool. That would have been nice.
Yeah. This has 2 bedrooms with double beds, so this fits 4 people in total. So the pool had to be big enough to host 4 people.
And it definitely is.
Right.
Unless they're professional swimmers, in which case, or divers. This would not host 4 professional divers. Although I don't think that divers have to be diving 100% of their time. I don't know if they just enjoy swimming though. I feel like just do professional mountain bikers just like ride their bike for their commute? Probably.
Just like to work? Yeah.
I don't know if that's how it works. If you get bored of the most of the mundane tasks.
Once you've reached the sky, you can't go back to standing on the mountain. That was so quotable. Right?
Yeah, that was pretty good. So you've been on an airplane before. You're never gonna see the mountains now. I've
Shut up.
I've parachuted. I can never see the mountains again. That's what you're saying. I'm banned from the mountains.
Well, all I'm hearing is that you don't understand metaphors.
You're not wrong. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm taking this over. So there's gonna be a segment now. We've come up with this segment, and it's called. So I thought, since I'm gonna be asking you questions and you're gonna be answering, I'm just gonna abbreviate it to like A and Q maybe for answers and questions, something like that. If you have any suggestions in the comments, just let us know.
Yeah, that's right. That's great. A and Q. I think that could like really stick with people.
Right? I thought that would be a great idea. I have a question for you that was asked on Tumblr by Anonymous. So I don't know who that is. And we're not gonna find out.
I don't know either, but they're asking lots of questions.
Yeah, it's right, and they're all over Tumblr as well. They must be busy, damn. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it to you, and you can answer to your heart's desire. If you don't want to answer, that is also full within your right. But I'm going to leave then. So
You're okay.
Yeah. Hi, friend. I was wondering if you could talk about your building process, how you start a build on off camera, if you plan beforehand, and all that kind of stuff. It'd be super helpful. Thank you for your content and voiceovers. You guys are so fun to listen to and to watch. First of all, I think they're mostly talking about me. Thank you, dear viewer. You're also
Fun
quite
to watching.
To have a parasocial relationship with, I guess. No, we enjoy that you enjoy it. And now I'm gonna hand it over.
Yeah, so you didn't ask me, could you just read the whole thing?
Yeah, I thought it'd be nice to like have some, like, this is the more direct way.
Okay, so I have left in the wallpaper, flooring, interior layout design process in this video, because I get asked about that a lot, and I could have sworn I've done that before. Like I've showed this part before, but I guess I haven't.
You left it in this video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're just past it, and so I hope that kind of helps, because I don't know.
Wow, this segment is growing strong. If you're gonna answer I don't know to every question.
I rarely think beforehand. To be honest, I rarely think like at all.
So, but what you okay, let me fill in the blanks a little bit here. So what she does is she'll open inspiration on one screen and look at different places like within the same like range of buildings, I would say.
Well, if I'm building things from that are inspired by a specific culture or architecture style, then first of all, I'll try and do some research if I'm not already very familiar with that specific, or even if I'm very familiar.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I get input.
Right.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of try and figure out what I want to include in the build, like what I'm looking for when I'm looking for inspiration. And then I get lots of different things together that I like.
Do you always already look at the inspiration and be like, yeah, that I know this pack matches that quite well?
No, not necessarily. Like there is some unreasonable stuff in there, because sometimes I just go for like vibes.
Right.
Some of the pictures you could never recognize what I've used from them in the build, and it was just like, I don't know, sometimes it's just the color scheme or vibes, like do I want to go for something more rustic, or
right,
or like do I want to use lots of metals or like chromey surfaces, or that kind of thing. Sometimes I'm pretty close to some references.
Right on. Okay, so not too much thinking beforehand. That's the takeaway. Don't think about your actions beforehand.
It did sound like some thinking, but I don't I usually don't know about the interior when I start the exterior. I don't know how everything's gonna be laid out. I don't know how many bedrooms I'm gonna fit in the place usually. And if I've changed the process for a specific build, usually I talk about it in the voiceover.
Do you actively think about like the livability of the place? Like how it's gonna end up being because obviously this is a game. I don't know if you know, but this is not real. This is The Sims 4. And so with that comes that no real people are gonna end up living in these homes. But do you think about it in a way where you imagine that real people could live in the homes?
Yeah, I rarely think about this being used as a game, which is why I often have to go back, or like in the middle of something I'll remember that I didn't place any activities, and then I'll, go back and do that. But I very much built this for real people, specifically myself. I do things the way I would like them.
Yeah, which I think makes a lot of sense going about it that way. Because
it doesn't always work out because there are
right.
the restrictions of the game, and I do still want this to be usable for people who play this. And by the way, I haven't said this in quite some time. I used to say this a lot, but I'm totally fine if you change these things. This is not my property or anything.
Yeah.
I put these on the gallery for you to change them so they're playable for you, or do with them however.
Yeah, wreck 'em. If you would rather like this Greek place to be a Greek ruin, just wreck the place, man.
That'd be kind of cool.
Go wild. Okay, let's go one step back though. How do you decide what you're gonna do next? Is it like on a whim? Do you just one day wake up and you're like, hey, I haven't done a Greek place, and I like them.
I get inspired by different things. Sometimes I stumble upon a picture or a song or a movie or a book, and that inspires me to build something specific. This was definitely inspired by my vacation as well. Sometimes people on Patreon, I do polls on Patreon sometimes where I ask what you guys want to see. So lots of different ways. Oh, also the new sets by Harry and Felix also inspire me to go in certain directions. I really like that part of the process. It's fun to have all those opportunities and just pick something.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I hope, Anonymous, your question was answered, but we're gonna move on to the next question that was also posed by Anonymous. So.
Oh, same person, huh?
Same person. Okay. So here's the next question. Hi, Bella.
Is that it?
No, but I thought you would want to say hi, Bella.
Hi.
Okay, good. Just wondering if you plan to do any Japanese or Zen builds.
I've done quite
smiley
a few.
Face. Sorry. Yeah. There was a smiley face.
Okay.
It was a very nice message.
I'm also smiling.
She is. I can attest.
I've done quite a few Japanese builds. I might have done more Japanese builds than any other specific style, except for like vaguely just European. Right,
vaguely European.
But they don't do as well on the tubes.
What tube? Oh!
I'm so sorry about that. I regretted it immediately.
Wait, which ones don't do so well?
The Japanese one.
Okay.
I've done one quite recently. I didn't like it. That was a more modern approach. But yeah, feel free to check those out.
I have to say I really enjoy them. Just because it's something that I don't see every day.
Right, I like changing it up. That's why, I feel like that's something I go for in general, just different styles.
Yeah, and they tend to be very, very like designed, and that looks really cool. And they have cool architecture over there. They have really sick InDesign as well. Okay, so Anonymous, I hope your second question today has been answered. I'm gonna move on to the third question, which do you want to take a guess who this was posted by?
Does it start with
anonymous.
an A?
Yeah, it was anonymous. It's the same person again. Hi, Bella.
Hi.
I love all your builds. Just wondering if you'd ever do a Muji-inspired house apartment. Not sure if that's your style. Just a suggestion. Hugh, haha. Sorry, I'm not good at like reading so much. So.
Yeah, that's kind of that falls in the same category, you know.
Yeah, I was wondering also if that's the same thing, but I was like, I might just not be knowledgeable enough or educated enough, so I just read it out anyways.
Also, I'm trying to be less neutral lately. I've done so many builds with lots of neutral colors and kind of Scandinavian, Japan-y style, and I'm trying to branch out.
That's fair.
I personally really enjoy colors. I'm a big fan of colors. I love pastels. I love bright jewel tones. I love it all. And I think it's interesting and it takes some skill to use it in design. And I enjoy that.
For those of y'all that have been listening for a while, I also like colors, even though I'm not able to discern them very well.
Yeah, that's not a prerequisite.
Although I do have to say it's not about discerning them, it's about like naming them. That's difficult for me. I can totally see different shades of red. I would just call them all red.
Yeah, and I don't think you're as
you I don't think I'm as colorblind as you think I am. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, I'm not very well versed in color theory. I'll give you that. Okay, so I hope that answers that question, Anonymous. And we've got one last one here. All from Anonymous. So guys, if you want to leave any questions that might not be from the same person, we would love your input. Also, I'm wondering why Anonymous needs so many different apartments. Maybe they're selling them on the black market.
Maybe.
Who knows? They're just compiling this huge library of apartments. Okay, so this person, the last question is, hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I love your build so much. Would you ever consider building a mid-century modern style house?
I'm a big fan of mid-century,
She really
mid-century
is.
modern,
Yes.
postmodern. I love that.
Is there items in the game for it?
Some definitely by Felix mostly.
Shout out Felix. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so true. That I love deeply and include, or I guess I had a phase where I put those in every build. But that never enough, first of all. And also, I don't think that style translates very well to The Sims, sadly. I've tried, actually. There's been some houses that you have never seen, dear audience.
The Dark Houses. This could be a Netflix mystery series.
The B-side. Where I've tried and it just doesn't work. I don't know. That style relies on textures and surfaces and angles and shapes that just don't work in The Sims. Like, it just doesn't translate as well. That's in I guess my personal, like, what I appreciate about the side doesn't work that much.
Is that something that have you seen other people make it work for you? Or do you think it's like that's the limit of your capability, or do you think that's the limit of the game?
I have not seen that in The Sims. I'm not that active.
Right.
I guess. And I don't think I've specifically looked for it. I'm sure there's some really good ones out there because there is of everything.
A lot of people are really creative.
That's true.
It's very true.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, what I specifically like about it it doesn't work for me in the game.
But if you were now to design your own actual house, would there be a lot of mid-century?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I figured about you as well. You're one of those people. One of those mid-century folks. Boomers, if you will.
Yeah, by heart, by nature. But if you're into that, I have some builds that are more inspired or that use more like mid-century elements than others. Spontaneously, no.
Oh, okay, so that's very helpful for them. So you can go to the library and...
Well, no, it depends if you're more into the like exterior architecture vibe or the interior design.
'Cause I have a build in mind.
Which one?
I don't know the names. I also don't know if that one ever made it to YouTube. I'm not 100% sure, but there was I have a build in mind specifically when we talk about mid-century stuff. It was like a house in the woods, maybe somewhere. I remember really enjoying it. Now,
do you have any more information than the woods?
No, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm convinced that I saw this in the movie. Never mind. This might have not been a Sims build at all. Because I remember back when I had no idea what mid-century meant. We watched some sort of movie and you were like, that's mid-century. So I think that's the memory I'm recalling right now. So no,
right,
I can't also give you any information. I can't even tell you the movie. If you're into mid-century architecture, there is a movie that features a very mid-century house. I will, however, not be telling you which movie that is. So good luck. It's a good movie too, I think. I had fun watching it. I could give you all the specifics about this great movie. I have no idea what it was about though. Yeah, so that was all the questions for today. Keep them coming. We enjoy them. I omitted some very technical questions that I presume you're gonna answer individually, because those bore me to death. I'm kidding, of course, but yeah. And the build is also really coming together. A lot of columns. I don't know why I said there wasn't a lot of columns, but a lot of very vertical things like statues and columns, which I really appreciate. Verticality is the name of the game when it comes to architecture.
I mean, I put those everywhere in every build. I'm a big fan. Those statues, mwah, chef's kiss. So good.
Yeah. Are those base game?
No, they are custom content. And I kind of forgot. I almost didn't put them in this build. I started very late. And that is ridiculous because this is an actual Greek build. You
should make like a checklist and you'd have like statues, bicycle, whatever. And then you could go through at the end of the build to make sure that you have your signature items in there. I should probably plan a little more. That'd probably be good. I guess because I don't, there's some like new combinations, maybe something unexpected in there, which is nice. But on the other hand, when I'm finished with a build, I start doing the next one and I find some item that would have been perfect for the vibe of the last one, then I get really upset. Yeah. You know me. I get upset. Yeah, she gets upset. So, yeah. Planning is good. It's good, people. It's nice. Yeah, take that from someone who doesn't plan. It's probably great. Never tried it though. I just want to say real quick, I want to append this whole mid-century conversation. I also really like mid-century stuff. Especially like mid-century cars. Oh yeah. They look so much better than what we do now. That is good design. Yeah, how the hell? We peaked in car design a while ago and now it's just kind of whoop. Which I guess we're designing a lot more for like efficiency now. And that the car is able to fit a whole lot of people and run very efficient. Which, you know, are all things that are very important, blah, blah, blah. But design-wise, I'm a definite form over function person. Yeah. Like 100%. Yeah, I'm not. Ridiculously so. Yeah, to a fault, some might even say. Yeah. She will buy the objectively worse item just because it looks better. I will. And I love it. Yeah. And this is something we've had a gripe over before, but I get it sometimes because you don't want to be surrounded by things that don't make you feel good.
Yeah.
And mid-century cars, I'm not a huge car person in general, so don't take me for one, but mid-century cars, damn. And houses too. Furniture, they just had it all. What happened? What happened afterwards? Were they harder to mass produce? No, right?
Yeah, those are design objects. There are still good design objects around. It's just that that's what survives. You know, there's some very ugly furniture from the 60s.
Right, but
no doubt.
Was the stuff I'm thinking about now, was that luxury items back then?
In part yes, and in part no. But most of the stuff you're probably thinking about, yes. I mean, Ray and Charles Eames tried to make their stuff affordable, but I guess it's not affordable in like what I wouldn't call it affordable. Yeah,
affordable means a very different thing in the designer scene as well. Let's just acknowledge that real quick.
Yeah.
Because I would say I'm a function over form person usually. But like to a point. I don't want to have the ugliest thing just because it works.
It's just sad that the most functional thing is oftentimes the ugliest, apparently.
Well, sometimes you have to make trade-offs. And I think sometimes it's also very hard to balance these things. Because again, if it doesn't make you happy visually. This is not dating advice. I just want to make sure you understand that this is not dating advice. I'm talking about like furniture and technology.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I'm not quoted out there.
All right, bye.
See you guys. More questions, please. Kind of ended too early.